Hello everybody, how is it going today? Today is it's March the 15th. I can't believe I was actually looking at the date and it said March and I still said February for some reason. So it's March the 15th. It's about 2:30 Central Standard Time here in Canada, and we're going to take a look at Litecoin. I was going to say Bitcoin there for a moment. It's been a very long day, just put it that way. So we see Litecoin still number 5. It's always number 5. It's actually dropped a little bit in market cap there. We were at $9.3 billion just about 24 hours ago. And naturally, of course, we're going to drop during these dumps. Well, we have to remember, guys, that markets go up, markets go down, markets go sideways. When there's heavy profits to be taken, right? Of course, there's going to be a downtrend. When there's negative news as well, of course, we're going to get some sort of downtrend. And we have to understand these basic concepts in trading, in investing, that nothing goes up forever and nothing goes down forever. It can go sideways, but eventually it might find some level of base support, which will eventually skyrocket it, right? Now, people have said before that we need to establish some sort of base support before we can go up. That's entirely untrue. Sometimes it just falls to a very drastic level and it creates like a V-line shape as well where things can skyrocket. It's happened many times to coins before, right? So yeah, we do want to look for some baseline support, but it doesn't always happen. And we have to make sure that we stick to these risk to reward ratios, we stick to these setups, we stick to our stop losses. We have to understand that without risk, there's no possibility of reward. So just please start to understand the fundamentals of trading. You're not always going to win, guys, right? I'm not saying that anything bad happened to Litecoin. I haven't been accused or anything of making them lose money, etc. Litecoin's been playing out fairly well, right, based on my predictions. But I'm just trying to explain some of the mentality and the psychology behind trading, that we got to get out of that mindset of expecting to win every single time. It just doesn't happen, guys, right? Like, yeah, sure, my calls are fairly good, right? But it doesn't mean that they're always going to be on point. Of course, I'm going to take losses sometimes. I want to explain to you guys, I want to show you guys something as well, actually. I took a poll, okay? I took a poll since people have been following me, and this was a pretty interesting poll, just to show you guys it, all right? I'm sure you guys participated in it as well. So I asked my Twitter, since following me, what do you think my accuracy has been? And that's actually pretty high, right? At least 26% of the people thought that I'm more than 50% accurate. 12% only thought I was more than 60% accurate. But the majority will agree that I'm over 70% accurate, almost 80% accurate actually. 36% of over 5,000 people thought that I'd been accurate over 80%. Now, what I'm getting to is, this is not patting myself on the back, guys. This is trying to get you guys to understand that we try to focus on the marathon and not the actual sprint. We're never going to win one specific trade only and then bank our bank and then be able to retire. We got to remember that we try to look for these high probability setups that can offer a very high reward with very minimal risk. Now, if we were able to take these types of trades 80% of the time, right, and we're won 80% of the time, or even 50% of the time here, of course, we're going to be profitable over time, as long as we stick to these setups. And that's what risk to reward does. That is what risk management does. It allows us to be profitable over time while minimizing our losses and taking into account that we are going to lose eventually. So I need to explain some of the psychology behind trading and what some of the differences are between a winner and someone who might not win nearly as much, right? When we start to change our mentality as a trader, you can only find success and go up from there, right? Every day since you guys have been following me, I bet you anything that the people who are fairly new to trading has been developing their skill sets, right? Your skills have been slowly improving over time. You're probably finding yourself becoming a better trader, right? And you're probably finding yourself catching a lot more of your mistakes as well. When you first start trading, guys, it's a scary thing, right? It's a scary thing to deal with your emotions. I know, I've been there. But as we get more and more experience and more trades under our belt, we start to see that this is something that we can definitely improve. This is something where we catch our mistakes, we learn through losing. And haven't you guys noticed by now that the best lessons, they come from losing? Now, I don't know about you guys, but I've lost a very significant amount in my entire career of trading. And because I've lost a very significant amount in my career in trading, I'm actually really grateful for these experiences. And I'm grateful for them because I wouldn't be in the situation that I'm in today in terms of, just feeling happy in life, put it that way. I'm happy in life because of all these losses that I've made. And without these losses, I wouldn't have the experience under my belt. So you guys, please understand that trading, guys, is just one of those things where you're going to lose a significant amount of money. And because you're losing a significant amount of money, it is the only way that you will become better. So make sure that you are playing a small amount. Don't be like some of my friends where they think that in order to improve your trading, to make more money, you have to play a lot more. I'm talking about some of my newer traders. They might have lost, or newer trader friends, where they might have lost a significant amount of money, and then they simply say things like, okay, I got to play a lot more so I can win more of it back. No, it is not like that at all. You do not ever trade for money. You do not make the goal of trading for money, okay? Don't ever think that. You have to get into the mentality of thinking, hey, I'm going to look for good trades and be a good trader. I'm going to be a good trader. I'm going to take good trades. And then the money is just a bonus. That's all that it is, guys. So please making sure that you are focusing on the game. You're focusing on acquiring these skill sets. You're focusing on finding good trade setups to develop and hone these skills of yours. Because if you only focus on money and that's your ultimate goal, you guys know what's going to happen very quickly, okay? Money cannot be a motivating factor, and we know that in life. We know for a fact from experiences in our jobs as well that, from a motivation perspective, right? We're not motivated by money. We're more motivated by the simple things. Like, for example, at work, right? If we're happy with our colleagues, if we're happy with the job that we're doing, if we're happy with their experiences every day at work, and we feel good about what we're doing, we're more likely to just want to stay there, right? Money doesn't always keep people happy. I mean, think about it. Some people are more than happy to take a massive wage cut to be happy at a job. Would you rather be the kind of person who could make a decent amount of money but just go there miserable, okay? Just go there miserable and suck it up every day just so you can make a decent amount of money? Or would you rather be the kind of person who would take a slight pay cut, but you go to work every single day feeling fantastic after you leave, right? We have to remember that life is just too short, guys, to focus on profit, to focus on money. Enjoy the game for what it is. Focus on developing these skill sets, and you guys are going to be on your way to becoming a much better trader, okay? So I apologize for talking a little bit outside of the actual trading and technical analysis itself, but every so often I need to remind you guys that are following me, you guys are my baby whales. You guys are legit my baby whales, my mini dolphins, my tiny little penguins, and I want you guys to march properly, okay? I don't want you to focus on the things and all the things that in the past made me a bad trader or that's made me fail. I'm trying to give you guys genuine lessons of how I've overcome the mentality of what bad traders think. I've lost, in my lifetime, a lot of money, of course, but I've also gained way more now because I've overcame that hump already. But in my beginning stages, guys, of trading, when you're losing like 50K and then you're losing like more than 6 figures, in your first little bit of trading there, yeah, I can honestly say that I can give you guys a lot of good advice now when I've lost a substantial amount before, right? I've lost way more money than I'm comfortable to admit. But because of all these losses, it has now made me into the kind of person that I am today, or the kind of trader that I am. And that's why I have these types of skills now that I genuinely want to pass on to you guys. Best way to learn is from your mistakes, from your own mistakes. The second best way to learn is from the failures of others. If you never lose, how can you grow and how can you learn? So be grateful that you guys are losing sometimes, right? Always keep your position sizes small. If you are a new trader, don't even think about playing 30, 40, 50K. You guys play $200-300 or something tiny. Whatever you are allowed, whatever you're comfortable with losing, whatever you can actually lose. Don't deposit all your fiat, your life savings into crypto and think that you can kill at it, because that's not going to happen. You guys are going to get destroyed in the market by some traders that are very, very experienced, right? So once again, I just don't want you guys to see yourselves losing much more money than you have to. Lessons don't have to be expensive, okay guys? They don't have to be expensive at all. They can come at a very, very small expense, but nevertheless, all lessons, guys, are valuable lessons in the least, right? So let's talk about Litecoin. We see that the market has, in the past few days, we knew that something was going to happen with Litecoin, right? The market just dumped in the past few days there since March the 11th and 12th as well, right? And, you know, with the hearing there in the US, right, that could have been a catalyst as well. But I'm not going to add fundamental into this. I'll keep that to myself, actually. I was going to, then I realized, you know what, I got to keep my channel consistent. I'm not going to really bring up things that I've never brought up before with like worldwide news, etc. So here we see March 11th at 669 million, right? March 11th here, the volume was definitely going upwards, right? So we see a big jump in volume and the market's just pushing it. But when now we see, you know, March 12, 567 mil, 468 mil, 480. But today, guys, we're at about $590 million. We've climbed up in 24-hour volume by about 20%, which is great. We're slowly getting our market cap back up again. We were at about 9.3 billion. Now we're at about $9 billion. We're down about 1.15% for the day, stabilizing overall in the market by about $161. So overall, it's looking pretty decent, right? Can't complain. But we're going to actually go over every single time frame now in detail before we do Elliott Wave, okay? So on the daily chart, with about 4 hours to go, we're finding a very decent support candle. Right? Very decent support candle right here. Can't complain about that. It's a doji. It's a hammer. However you want to see it. The volume has been much higher than the past few days. Higher volume, higher volume, higher volume, higher volume, higher volume, which is pretty decent. I can't complain about that. Right? And then if we look at the daily chart as well, right? Litecoin is supposed to, I don't know, was there supposed to be some fundamental news that there was supposed to be announced? Because Charlie tweeted a few hours ago, it's going to be a good day for Litecoin. Maybe he was just referring to it being very oversold in general, right? So what we see with Litecoin right now is bullish divergence, I meant to say, which is looking pretty good. But you know what? I don't think we're entirely done yet, guys. I don't think we're done this correction yet, okay? And I'll explain to you guys why in a little bit as well, okay? So here we see a nice hammer in the past 12 hours, and we're seeing a series of rejections to the downside with these wicks right here, which is looking pretty good. Now we're seeing a massive run up right here. We get a bullish engulfing candle. Whatever is the opposite of a three-line strike. If anybody knows, I'm going to explain to you guys what a three-line strike candle is on the bearish side, okay? So we got one big candle over here like that. And before that, we actually ended up getting 3 small candles going upwards, okay? 3 small candles going up like this, right? And the 3-line strike is a combination where we get one massive candle that actually engulfs all of these candles combined, right? That's what a 3-line strike is. And after this happens, right, we easily can tell that there's going to be a big red candle after that. What we're seeing right now is actually the opposite, okay, guys? So remember that what we're seeing right now is completely opposite of what's going on, where we're seeing this massive green candle that's actually overtaking these 3 red candles. So whatever the opposite is, it's doing a pretty good job. Now we're trading in a higher trading range than this previous low right now. And just to let you guys know, right now, Bitcoin is actually rallying. It was at $7,900 just about maybe 3 hours ago, right? We're rallying to finish this very last impulsive wave up, and I believe that Litecoin will actually end up following as well. So we have to make sure that we acknowledge what is going on right here, okay? So do I want to short Bitcoin? No, I don't want to short Bitcoin right now. No, not worth my time yet. It's too small of a play. Even for scalping, right? We see that here on the 6-hour chart, it looks like it eventually wants to cross over. We're getting a series of bullish momentum, but we have to remember, guys, that when Bitcoin corrects, no coin is safe, When Bitcoin corrects, most coins will actually go down with it, definitely, right? But we have to remember as well that when people get bored of Bitcoin going down, or they just want to invest in other coins, or if there's a fundamentally sound news that's coming up, of course it's going to drive up the market. So if we look at here, we see some wicks poking to the downside. Here we see 2 candles, but if we look at the 12-hour, guess what we see, right? We actually see candles like this right now. So some people, depending on how you draw the average of these candles, let's say you ended up drawing it like that, right? Just the average of the wicks coming down here, where we start at the body, same size wick roughly, very consistent. We can see that it was slightly possible to project this as well, right? So if we actually wanted to, draw a trend line support and resistance, heck, we can even draw it like that, right? There's so many arbitrary ways to draw a trend line resistance and support that I personally don't like to do it that often, unless they're more than clear points. So, this would almost be grasping on straws to draw it like this, in my opinion, right? Is this a channel that's coming down, right? Is that an actual channel? Are we actually going to break into somewhere in this region and break out of it? Is this going to hold right now? Is this an actual channel? That needs to be asked, all right? I would say, okay, probably it can be considered a channel, something like this in this kind of range right here, all right? Sure, this can be considered a channel with a lower barrier where it broke down right here. Oh great, I'll consider this a channel. Let's accept this and add this into the technical analysis. Now, is it going to break out of here? Never know, right? We never know. So the way that I'm seeing this from the beginning of time, if you guys remember, not beginning of time, but since the beginning of our TA for this, is like this. Very simple the way it's happening right now, right? And what I'm also seeing is that it's coming down to make the A, B, C correction. A, B, and perhaps a C somewhere. Is that a C? Right? We don't know if this is an actual C yet right now. It looks like there's actually one more wave coming down, in my opinion. Okay, so this is the way that I'm personally seeing it right now, where we have an A, B, C, and we got to ask ourselves, where is the C? So I'm gonna, once again, I'm gonna add this into, sorry, I was AFK for like 10 minutes there. I just need to go put something in the oven because I'm getting a little bit hungry. I'm making some hamburgers, pretty excited to eat. I haven't had anything since breakfast. And I completely forgot about lunch because sometimes I get really into my TA and I just forget to eat. So yeah, this is definitely a possible count, and I wrote here, are we done C? Is there one more small wave down? It's definitely possible, right? So now we're gonna analyze this on a micro detail. Let's go look at it on a lower time frame as well. We see that this is most likely going to bounce upwards from here, right? We see that it's definitely possible for it to not go down any further, but because of the wave count, I'm getting really confused by it, right? And I do believe that there's one more small wave coming down, and I'm gonna explain to you guys why. Okay, I mean, we have to ask ourselves, like, is this the actual wave count here, right here, coming down, right? Just like Bitcoin, are we actually done it? We have to see, is this the wave count right here? Okay, what is this right here? Is this the actual first wave coming down, like a very tiny first wave? That's gonna leave us to wonder, right? Is that actually the first wave? And then now we're done the official downtrend? It doesn't seem like it's really likely, right? In my opinion, it doesn't seem likely at all right there. So it's hard for me to believe that. This is more like an A, B, C, D, and E. So the way I'm viewing this right now is like here instead, okay? I see this as my A, I see this as my B, I see this as my D, I see this as my E, which ends up making a pattern like here, right? It's almost like a, however pattern you want to see it. I see this as an A, B, C, D type of triangle that ended up breaking downwards eventually, right? So that happens sometimes all the time. Sorry, I'm just checking something. So when I go to a more of a detailed time frame, right, I'm seeing this as A and a B right there. And basically, we're looking for a C that's coming down, and we're looking for the 5 possible waves, okay? So now let's actually micro-analyze this on a very low time frame. So once again, for the people that are new to here, we're looking at A, we're looking at B, and we're looking for a C position right here, okay? Now, what worries me is this candle right there. Look at this right here, guys, okay? Actually, it's not really showing the way I want it to. But if we look on the 2-hour candle, right, we're getting a really large candle. I thought that these were going to actually make a wick combined, but it actually didn't make the candle that I was looking for, right? So now I'm asking myself, where is the fifth wave, right? If this was A and a B, right, where's the fifth wave coming down right now? Because I simply do not see it in here. Now I see this right here, right? I see this right here, 1, 2, 3, and I see 4. And I see, you know, this could be 5, but we're not really concerned about this specific point right here. What I am concerned about is very close to inside here. I don't see 5 waves coming down unless somebody could correct me wrong. There's absolutely not 5 waves in any way, right? And I'm looking for one more touch. That's right, I'm looking for one more touch, guys. I do expect Bitcoin to correct further and hit a possible target of $7,200. Well, if Bitcoin actually hits those targets of mine, right, and it does end up correcting further, then we're clearly going to see another wave coming down. So just one last time, I'm going to explain to you guys my rationale why I believe there's one more wave coming down. That is wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, this is now A, B, C coming down here, right? Where's the fifth wave? I only count 5 waves coming down like that, right? I only count 4 subwaves coming downwards. So there must be some sort of fifth wave that we're missing right now, okay? Now we're asking ourselves, where is it? I'm going to deduce it with you guys, and let's break it down very close to show you guys where these targets could be. I'm just going to clear everything up here. I'm going to draw this in again. And I'm going to talk about specifically where I think that we're going to be able to target. Now, do you guys remember how I was able to call this? No, I didn't really call it actually. Who am I kidding? I almost did, but not quite, okay? What I projected was a target zone, first of all, between about 157 to 163. That was very likely. And then I called a swing low target of right around here of $143, right? That's where I ended up calling my support range, 143. So now I'm going to end up saying that if Bitcoin does correct further, this is where we can hit. We're going to take our fib extension to see where this target right here hit. Okay, guys, right? And we see that this one hit. Actually, I should probably take it from up here. Like, I don't, that's a really hard one actually to guess. Do I take it from here or do I take it from up there, right? Okay, let's see what the extension, the correction is for here. Okay, between 236 and 382, which is fine. This one here obviously was going to correct a lot more. So you guys have to remember these specific rules, okay? Where if we have 5 waves coming down, right? If the wave 2 actually ends up correcting only very slightly, right? Like around this range here, we can easily expect the 5th wave to get to a higher region and over here as well, right? So yeah, so we can get it, we expect to get it to even well up to here, or even one of these specific regions like the golden ratio zone. So we easily see that because that second wave on Litecoin didn't really correct a lot, right? We see this once again. I'm gonna make sure. Now a lot of people have actually commented things like, oh, you're repeating the same things over and over. What do you guys think technical analysis is? Like showing new things all the time, right? This is the point. It's repetition to improve it, okay? I'm not here to present new material all the time, right? Despite you guys might knowing what I am saying already, it needs a lot of practice for it to become natural, right? So keep watching these videos of mine. Make sure that you're able to spot these things. You know what you guys should be doing? You should try to be doing your tactical analysis ahead of time before watching my videos. Maybe give it a day or two break. Try to see if your technical analysis will line up with mine, right? And that's how you're going to become a better trader. So what I do with technical analysis with other people online that I highly respect, I do mine first. And then I watch their videos later. Especially Tony Vase. He's hands down one of the best technical analysts out there in the world, I'd say, for Bitcoin right now. And regardless of what people say about him, okay, he does really good for the community. He's got so much content, so much free material. He doesn't really, yes, he offers a paid program as well, but that's very in-depth. The guy was a former VP at JP Morgan, okay? He's a very talented trader. So he's one of the traders or the videos that I watch a lot as well. I do my TA first, and I make sure that I understand mine, and I see how it lines up with his. He's probably one of the only YouTubers that I watch for TA, to be quite honest. There's some others, but they don't really post as much anymore right now. Like Sam, Trading Devil. So we see here, this retraced to not even 382 level, but we see this one right here, it obviously retraced a lot more, right? As you guys can see, it's not the right one here. I'm going to delete all this first of all. Well, not that one, I want that one on there. Then we would easily assume that this one would retrace to a much higher amount. And of course it did, right? You guys know how people know that they're going to buy when there's 5 waves, right? They buy at the 618 region. Well, people also shorted, guys, at the 618 region as well. So we have to remember that, okay? That people enter these short positions just like how they enter a long position at fib levels, right? So this here was going to be much higher since this one was shorter. Now, what fib level did it get to? Now, we will accept the fact that this only retraced 382 range, okay? Well, we see that this one here easily, guys, super easily retraced to about the 100 region, right? Roughly around here. So why would I not even assume for a moment that we could easily retrace if Bitcoin goes down to those levels there, okay? If Bitcoin goes down to the levels where I projected to, if this one hits slightly, right, lower than the 1-to-1 extension, then why would I not assume that this could hit anywhere between 145 and 136? Yeah, I'm gonna keep it a very wide range because that's what I believe, that if Bitcoin does correct further, that we are most likely to hit these fib ranges, guys. And I've got no other reason but to think this right now. Bitcoin is lacking a wave right now. Because it's lacking a wave, I've got to assume this, right? I can't help but think that this wave right here is incomplete. This whole 5-wave structure right here. I can't help but think that we're actually reaching a fib level already of about 618, and that the downtrend could happen very soon. Of course, we might even get another wave upwards. We'll try to analyze this in more detail, but this is what I firmly believe. I firmly believe that this is how the ABC is actually going to be, right? Sorry, I believe on a micro level that this is going to be ABC down over here. Just like that, okay? I'm just gonna draw this a little bit sloped here so you guys can see what I mean. And I'm gonna call this right here my 1, my 2, my 3, my 4, and my 5, just like that, okay? That's what I think is going to be like. Actually, I should draw this on a smaller time frame just so I can be consistent with my technical analysis. But does that make sense, guys? Where it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm gonna write on here for you guys to actually see that I'm gonna project, okay? On the lower end, like first support, I'm gonna write if Bitcoin corrects further. You guys need to understand this, okay? Be prepared. Be prepared for if BTC does indeed correct further, okay? Support ranges between 136, okay? 136 to 145 would provide more accurate estimations if BTC does downtrend further. So this is going to be my hypothesis for now, all right? We just got to make sure that you guys understand that this is the bearish view, okay? I'm not a bear permanently or anything at all, right? I'm just posting this to my steemit. Give me a quick second because I kind of like to do things on the fly like this, right? Now this is the bearish count, and I should actually write this down here for you guys as well, the bearish view. So please make sure that there's many different counts. And now let's go over a bullish view to see if this could be wrong, all right? Okay, let's go over. I just posted on my steemit there for a sec. Sorry to keep you guys sometimes. I know it's really quick to you guys, but it's a lot longer to me. So I just posted this photo right there, right? I said this is the bearish view. Be prepared if Bitcoin does indeed correct further. Support ranges between 136 to 145 will provide more accurate estimates, all right? So we have to make sure we know this, that double bottom is really not likely to occur on this, okay? And the reason for these ranges is simple. 161.8 fib extension of wave 2 and 3, right? and also 0.786 fib of the entire waves 1 to 5. So we have to remember that. Now let's look at the bullish view, okay? Let's look at the bullish view. Very simple, the bullish view, guys. A clear break above some specific key numbers. Let's say that I counted something entirely wrong, and I don't believe that I have, to be quite honest, but a simple break, honestly, guys, I'm gonna have to go for a pretty large number here to be convinced of a bull trend, right? A break is gonna have to occur above this range right here. Honestly, a break is gonna have to occur above pretty much at this range. Actually, let's move it down to a different barrier. I'm gonna have to say a break above where wave 2 is, right? If this was indeed wave 2, sure, let's go for that. A break above this range right here, right? $178, we'll say whatever this price is here, $178. Okay, a break above $178 will invalidate my bearish count, and I'm gonna write that right here. A break above $178 will invalidate my bearish count. Had to spell that out for a second, okay? But do you guys think that it's possible for us to get to $178 right now? Maybe, but I'm not really convinced that there's a bullish count right now, despite this massive green candle, right? I still think we're gonna possibly uptrend a little bit. We're likely to hit another range right now, maybe double topping, right? We might end up even hitting another range, right? If around $168 right there before we continue our downtrend. But if you guys see, we're seeing this massive series of wicks being rejected already. So right now it's just a matter of waiting. I mean, if we get a break above $168, right? That would make me lean a little bit more towards it, or 170, right? A break above here would make me lean slightly bullish. A break above 170 will make me lean slightly bullish, right? And then a break clearly above this right here, okay? I'm just trying to get this on here so you guys can see it. Actually, I should probably just make this 2 lines. It's probably easier. So a break above 170 will make me lean slightly bullish, right? Which is actually well above the golden pocket range and above the 618. Actually, I'm gonna have to go with 172. Let's see. Yeah, 170. We'll leave it at that. So other than that, like, and a break below these range right here, okay? A break below 162 will pretty much confirm, guys, my bullish count, right? And a break below this 150 region will make me very, very, very bearish. So I'm just going to say a break below 162. Okay, let's make sure you guys see this as well, because I want to be clear. Will almost confirm my bearish count. Okay, I just want to be clear about that. Will almost confirm my bearish count. Actually, let's go for a lower range right here, $157. We'll say $157, and a break below the 150 range right here, whatever this low was. Okay, 150. A break below $150 will pretty much confirm my bearish count. That's just how it's gonna go, guys. All right. So this technical analysis was a little detailed. I apologize if I was kind of scatterbrained. Well, definitely, because I want to get annotation on here as well, because it's so time consuming, guys, to get these TA out for everybody, which I'm not complaining in any way. Don't get me wrong, I'm not being a martyr or anything, all right? I appreciate you guys supporting me and showing me lots of love, but I'm just trying to find a way to do it more consistently, right? So now what I've been trying to do is I've been trying to actually draw my charts during the videos rather than afterwards, because when I do it afterwards and then I post it for you guys on steemit, so you guys can have a reference, and I tweet it as well on Twitter, it actually takes me twice the amount of time. But when I realize that I actually do it all in one go in one video, it actually only takes me like an hour and a half for each of these videos. Yeah, guys, these videos used to take me like 2 hours per video to make. make. And I would always bang them out for you guys in between my trading when I didn't have anything on the go, right? Or when I needed to do TA. But now it's gotten it down to like an hour and 15 minutes. So I'm just trying to find more ways to be more what's the word, efficient with my time. So I apologize if it's adding a little bit of time to the video. I don't mean to take away from your day. So that's where I stand. That's where a bullish count for me is going to be. So other than that, this right here is almost a no trade zone for me for a swing position. I'm just going to have to sit here and I'm going to wait. So I'll keep you guys updated when there's more news, okay? Thanks for your time and your patience. And make sure you guys go to Steemit. You can see the whole blog there. I would really appreciate an upvote on there as always, right? Because you know what? I only get like a penny or something per vote. That's the truth. Maybe not even a penny, okay? But you know what? It's just to accommodate a little bit for my time, right? And it honestly takes you guys no time at all. Like, you know, but if enough people give me a penny, who knows? Maybe I could make $10, $20 a post or something just to feel good about what I'm doing, right? Because I love doing this anyways. Other than that, make sure you guys like, subscribe, and share the material as well. And like I say at the end of every video, if you guys want to buy me a drink or buy me a lunch or a dinner, you guys are welcome to. Just donate to the cryptocurrency piggy bank. But don't ever feel obligated because I'm cool. And you guys know that I love you, baby whales. So other than that, please have yourselves a great day, baby whales, tiny dolphins, and many, many little penguins. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye now.